Top of it, top of it. Yeah, this got to deal with the male image comment that Kevin Samuel said, and we're gonna start this off by saying fair use. And so here's the video right here where he said, cut your hair, stay at the bottom, and he give all these different reasons why young black males need to go and make the white men comfortable at these jobs so they can move up. And so you want to talk about image and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna get into this video right here, but I'm finna play you a clip from a more recent video on what he said about black male image.
The image. The image of modern day women, black women in particular. And what made that stand out so much is the person that I was talking to, even when they understood the point, it was always a lack of accountability, self-accountability.
Okay. Here's the video he's talking about. Right here. Now here's the conversation right here. Again, I say fair use. And we're gonna go into it and let's see what Brother Kevin says about.
And the whole premise of the movie was a bunch of black stereotypes. He was mocking black exploitation films of the 70s. And that's the same argument that black people made in the 70s. These are all the roles we have as pimps and maids and this and that. The whole premise of that movie was, if that's the only roles that are available, then we don't do them, because there's always work at the post office. Robert Townsend made that movie in 1989, and it stands to this day. If that's all that's written, we don't do the work. But the fact that we're willing to do the work makes us culpable, because there's always work at the post office.
That's a lie. Ain't no work at the post office. And thespians want to work. Period. But proceed.
Can I speak now?
So again, he's saying all this here about the black male image, and he also has a video saying either cut your hair and buy in or stay at the bottom. I led with that, and so I'm gonna get into a actual thing on male image and stuff like that, and from some heavy hitters. With this video right here. Now check out what Brother Malcolm said about the male image.
The power structure had successfully created the image of the American Negro as someone with no confidence, no militancy, and they had done this by giving him images of heroes that weren't truly militant or confident. And now here come Cassius.
Check out this y'all can look at this video right here, but check out Brother Huey P. Dr. Huey P. Newton, what he says about somebody else in black image. Come on with it. Come on, brother.
I don't expect institutions in America to project positive black male images. Black male images are created through revolution, through fighting to change the kind of oppressive conditions that have existed here and that exist. And the positive images that we all can be very proud of are movers such as Dr. Martin Luther King, and historically Nathan Private Turner, Denmark Vesey.
What about the Black Panthers, Hugh?
The Black Panther Party, notwithstanding.
Wasn't that a great boost to the black men in this country?
Well, we think so. And of course, we were wiped out systematically. There were about a million pages of information compiled upon me alone. I don't know how many millions of illegal I don't know how many illegal break-ins, but I know I suffered at least 20 or 30 illegal break-ins. There were FBI documents that falsified bank records sent around, and the bank records were then sent around to our supporters. There were character assassinations. Everything.
You scared people, Huey. The Black Panthers scared people.
Anytime the black man attempts to change the slave image, he will scare white people. So the Black Panther Party.
I'm gonna stop right there. He said something very powerful. Huey P. Newton, and I know ain't nobody in this manosphere has done more for the black male image besides Huey P. Newton. And so what you have individuals doing is saying, well, you know, and really, that's the reason why the black woman has a hard time respecting the black man. Let me put Huey P. Newton back on the screen. That's why the black woman has a hard time respecting the black man and submitting to him. Because of the images on television. I say again. Everything Kevin Samuel said about blackmail and blackmail and stuff like that, when black men get their idea of manhood are white men. The man just told you what the positive male image should be. He told you that. And so now when somebody comes along and says, well, cut your hair, fit in, and stay at the bottom. Basically what they're telling you is to worship the white man. So if you're going to worship the white man as a man, and how you going and you expect your woman to submit, how stupid is that? Well, I make the money. Well, if I go to that same white man, I'll make the money too. So, with that being said, now, again, we're in this YouTube space, and we got algorithms and things of that nature. But he just told you what it is. We get our images about each other from television. And so if it comes from television and it comes from, you know what I mean, they projecting the image of how the black woman interacts with the black man in a toxic dynamic, and they can't do it, I'm gonna go about what they see. So when men say black women are accountability is something else, but a black man ain't responsible, I wouldn't even entertain that concept. Because if with black women, if they want you to be held accountable, then you need to hold them responsible for the conditions of our people. Every black woman who encountered Kevin Samuels, listen to his content, whatever the case may be. If he's talking about holding you accountable for your actions, you need to start talking about black men and their lack of action. They lack of action. They lack of mimicking the white daddy that they complain about. They mimic him. Cut your hair so, and the Black Panthers roll around with rifles. If it's gonna be something, it's gonna be something. They're rolling around with rifles, following the police. You ain't finna treat our folk bad. Now again, the power structure done came up and put some charges on Huey P. Newton. But these management guys talking about you want submission, but you too scared to stand up to the. Well, you can't even check your woman. You can't even check your own presser. Oh, scary ass boy. Again, a lot of these guys are cowards. Anytime you deflect the responsibility of your community and say, well, no, we need to shame the black woman into liking us. That's not even a man. Okay, so since we had 50 years of negative images, and a black man has shown himself to accept anything from white people. If you don't believe me, hold on. See, here's the video right here. And we talking about projected images about the black male. Now, this is actual real life, and this actually happened. You can't unsee it. And see, now, if you denied it, if anybody said, well, it's not like that, man, you can't. No. I'm finna play this video. Again, when they talking, whoever, Nala, shouts out to Taz and his wife, Cynthia G, you understand me? Whoever in this space, when these dudes talking about they want submission, and you know what I mean, they ain't gonna fight the system but fight the. You show them this part right here. Come on with it.
I'll tell you what would happen. And you just stay there and you keep your eyes on the prize.
Now, what was the prize? What was the prize? They already say, man, we don't want you here. If they don't want you here, have enough self-respect and dignity to leave and start your own. Go where you appreciate it. But see, black men typically, you know what I mean? Most of them, most sellout, handkerchief head Negroes, most of these dudes don't have enough pride in themselves to even do that. They have more pride in their white daddy. They complain about the black chick having. They got more pride with him, and this is what they'll go to try to be equal with their oppressor. But you want to check the black woman. Come on with it. Now, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you would tolerate this disrespect? The camera this is black man. We can't take this back, but we want to get along with them. Now again, I love white people. I love them. I'll be the first one to admit it. I ain't had no problem with white people, none whatsoever. I love them. Period. I'm willing to admit that. But this video here is for these black guys in this manifest space talking about, you know what I mean, we ain't gonna check them, we gonna check the women. And watch what happened to this brother right here. What? Man, now you ain't even fighting back. Back him. Never been with him. Now look at this woman. They didn't touch the woman. Why is that? Why is that? Why did these well-to-do white guys didn't touch this black woman? Look at him, balled up like a coward. But you talking about under the leadership, we need to submit. It's better to shame the black woman into acting right than to deal with white people. I'm gonna tell you something. It's something I know growing up in the South. And my mama cleaned up white folks' houses. White people have a respect for black women. Why is that? They see them all their lives. Servitude, cleaning up the house, being a nanny, and even back in the day, even breastfeeding these white babies. So they looking at him. Ain't nobody looking at this woman. Why is that? Because what I just told you. the woman who cleaned up the house, changed my diapers, was with me as a kid. She's right here. And I respect this woman. But in another, I'm gonna give y'all brothers some game. I know y'all gonna slide through this one too. Whatever. I'm gonna give y'all some game right quick. That's why they look after black women so much. Cause of Miss such and such, or Miss May, or Miss Mary, or Lily Mae, or you know what I mean, Gloria Jean, whatever her name is, who looked after them white babies. And someone with object of affection for powerful white men. Ask Strom Thurmond. Strom Thurmond get out there and be racist and all this here, and then go to the arms of a black woman at night on something nice. So brothers, we can't unsee this. He's standing like a coward. They want to fight. He don't want to fight. They gonna beat the brakes off you anyway. And look at her. She's scared out of him. She kind of scared. But guess what? Man, she still got her glasses on. She still dressed right here nicely. Ain't nobody touched her. The reason why ain't nobody touched her, because like I said before, she was cleaning the houses, sweeping the floors, mopping the floors. You understand me? Breastfeeding. And so most black men, especially in this space, right, in this situation right here, that's respect they got for them. Because basically, the black woman is like a second mother to a lot of white guys in that day. Let's finish watch this man get the brace beat off of him just so he can get the white only pies. Oh man, that was a white dude. That was a white dude with his glasses on. Like, man, why you with this man? Let's see that. Nah, you getting locked up for wanting the white only pies. But I want to see that again. I want to see this again.
The uncertainty of what would happen.
And you just stay there and you keep your eyes on the prize.
The prize. Yeah. Gonna beat the brace off. Come on with it. What you with him for? Boom, what you with it? That's for being with it. Pat. She untouched. Come on with it.
Today, I think that we should be, at some point, considering making Huey P. Newton's birthday a national holiday. When I first came to the Bay Area from Chicago, I was appalled at the way the police were oppressing black people in the ghetto. And the only man who had the guts to stand up was Huey P. Newton, along with his associate Bobby Seale. I was very proud of his actions. I thought that Martin Luther King taught us how to pray and how to arouse the conscience of our oppressor. And I thought that Huey P. Newton taught us how to stand up to our oppressor. And for that, I think he should be accorded a national holiday.
Okay, thank you, Carlton.
Yes.
Nah, again, standing up. I ain't gonna berate the problem too long, man. You dig what I'm saying? Ladies, we gonna have to do something. Fellas, if y'all stop talking about the system, if you ain't willing to stand up to it. You think you can just shame a black woman on these panels? That ain't nothing. That ain't got nothing to do with outside. That has nothing to do with outside. You have we got back nails. No, bro, you got dudes walking around with skinny jeans on. You have dudes walking around with snug pants on. You got dudes walking around in dresses. Is that the image of the black man on television? Walking around in dresses. Is that the image you want to portray to your woman? That's what a man is? Hold on. And you SYSBM brothers and all this here, we choosing back in, whoop de whoop. This is 33 years ago. And look at this answer. Yeah, come on with it.
A question.
I just wonder why sometimes, often black men choose white women over black women. I don't understand that.
Well, I think that's very easily answered by the fact that we still live in a world where we base images or beauty off Europeans. In other words, if America defines beauty as light skin, long hair, and blue eyes, haven't they told you what ugly is? There are still people, even in this audience, using terms like good hair. If you know what good hair is, you got to know what bad hair is. If you know what pretty eyes are, you have to know what ugly eyes are. That's dialectic. Once you know what it is, you automatically know what's not. But you know what's amazing about racism? When I was in Florida, I found Europeans trying their best to run down to Florida to get a suntan to look like us. And then I found us running home with cream, trying to look like them. Do you know how many black women, even in this audience, cannot swim? Afraid they're going to go back? Go back to where? Where are you afraid of it going back to?
Linda. I wanted to address what was said earlier about black men walking down the street.
Well, again, yes, he. That's in a nutshell. I told. That's in a nutshell. Let me try something else. Kevin Samuels said, "Well, you can't blame media. Don't blame media, stuff like that." So let's see, is it in the merit to what the brother's saying?
Is it the fault of the media?
Well, there's no question that there's a direct relationship between images and self-esteem. And it goes all the way back to Tarzan, to Superman, to Rambo, to Batman, to even painting the image of Jesus Christ as white. I mean, you can't separate racism from anything. So it's not unlikely then that you have Pope Julius commissioning Michelangelo in 1505 to paint Jesus Christ white. Images control self-esteem. Abraham Lincoln found out very early, when you have 300 slaves on a plantation and one master, it takes a lot of work. Why don't you let them go? But don't teach them who they are. Control their history, control their images. Then you won't have to watch them. Whoever controls the mind will also control the body.
Let's talk about the image of the.
Nah. Let me see here. Let me back out of this here. So that was an educated answer. That was an educated answer. And to assume that, don't take the role. Just don't, for you to say don't take the roles, and you know what I mean, for those actors who ain't got no money coming in to go work at the post office. Contrary to popular belief, the post office don't have that many jobs. And also, if you're going to look at entertainment and media, you had blackface. Blackface was started to destroy the black male image. And you had Sambo. And so you already had movies that was already depicted black people as shucking and jiving, scared to death, bulking their eyes and acting all silly for white folks. They didn't think like that. Robert Towns, I believe Robert Towns probably was a stand-up comedian or something like that. And he said, well, I would have worked at the post office. Japan, they don't want to do any more derogatory moves. They was doing it already. And you are wrong in saying that, because what stopped the Japanese and the Chinese images is the kamikaze. So the kamikaze started, and they were known for sacrificing themselves to kill you too. That's what stopped it. World War II. When they went to Vietnam, they knew they saw the Vietnam one playing around with them, and the Vietnam are Asian. That stopped it too. War stopped that. They didn't find the source of people to start doing Asian movies. And this is a good or bad thing. Most people got a price. And everything costs. And so once you say what you said about black women were taking a role, white women were taking a role, and things of that nature, that's true. But at the same time, if they working at McDonald's, and again, money rules all, and there's somebody finna pay you $100,000 or $200,000 or $1 million to do a 14 shows, which one you gonna do? Now, don't get all about this principle over profit when you tell folks to cut their hair and buy in. No, brother, you telling grown men to cut their hair and buy in. And now all of a sudden, black women start saying, well, the media did this, that, another. Well, somebody taking them. Yeah. Just like, because you always gonna have those few people who gonna take them. While you keeping it real, somebody black gonna go ahead and get that money. They said had the same thing with Garvey. They basically had the same thing with every civil rights movement there was. There was always a black informant or a I forgot what they call them things where they just go in there and just mess stuff up. I would have somebody working for the system, and anything that's all black, the government gonna oversee that. From the Panthers to King, because J. Edgar Hoover was following King and Malcolm. So now, brother, you talking this male image stuff. Huey Newton said it right. The positive male image is a revolutionary image of the man. The one who says, no, I'm going to stand up like a man and be your man and willing to give my life for it. That's who the women submit to. And that's the image that black men need to have. If you ain't willing to have that image, then everything else, you know what I mean? It's all about the money with you guys. It's all about the money. You talk about black women accountability. Well, brother, if they're gonna be accountable for what they do, we need to be held responsible for what we don't do. Talk to y'all later, man.